I'm not sure.
All right, and welcome to our dozens of viewers on the Ed Carberry Show, Southwestern Jaguars football. We're recapping last week's game and previewing this week's game. We have a special guest with us tonight, freshman wide receiver from Ohio, Davion Johnson. And Coach, a little bit disappointing game last week. Not, the way we wanted it or the way we needed it against Golden West. Maybe you can give us a recap before we get into the interview with Davion. But, we were talking behind the scenes. Maybe I should give the recap because we were getting a little heated.
Yeah, it was a frustrating game. All three parts of the game didn't play very well. We had some sporadic moments. But when you lose that kind of game, generally there's going to be something that goes wrong. We got a lot of penalties, some questionable calls, and we were just a player or two away from winning the game. We lost 27-20, and certainly had at least three plays that were makeable that we would have won the game very easily. But they've been Golden West has been a real tough team to beat. They're well coached. They have good players that work hard, and you got to run your game. They're not gonna give you the game. You're gonna have to earn it every way.
Yeah, the Rustlers stunned the Jaguars despite 276 yards and two passing touchdowns from quarterback Josh Owen. D'Angelo Howard scored on a 13-yard touchdown pass in the first quarter to take a 7-0 lead. Golden West tied the game just 2 minutes later, and then the Rustlers took a 13-7 lead with 5:14 to go before halftime. But Davion, the Jaguars, you guys went on an 85-yard play. You caught that pass by that game. Tell me about that big play, the 85-yarder to tie the game in the first half.
The play, it was like a long third down, and we just needed to get some yards. And he called a play that we've been working on in practice all week, and he threw it. I was sitting in the hole, and I caught it, and it was just on to the races then.
Coach, we let Speedy type in his nickname. I don't know if we should have let him do that, but anyways, I don't think that you coined it. We called him Speedy every time we talked about him on this show, but I'm sure all of your teammates and probably back in the day, back in Ohio, were called him Speedy. Coach, tell me about your player.
Pardon me?
Tell me about Davion.
Well, he is, as his nickname says, he's speedy. What do you run the 40 in?
Probably, I think I can give me a 4.3. I think I can get a 4.3. No cap.
All right, that's pretty fast. He's got great acceleration. How tall are you?
5'8".
Okay. I'd stick with that story if I was you. But he has incredible. Can you dunk?
No, I cannot.
Cannot dunk?
Nah, I haven't tried.
Hard to believe. He can get up, and he made this catch, crossing route. It looked like it was to somebody else, and he just kind of stepped up and snatched it away from him. He did the same thing to Riverside last week, where a guy was going to pick a ball, and out of nowhere he just got in front of him and took the ball away from him. So he's a very, very competitive guy. That's what I'm getting from him. I think I would say that, right? Don't you?
Yeah, I've been trying to get to it.
Davion, how'd you end up here? You went to Bedford High School in Cleveland. How'd you land here at Southwestern College?
Out of high school, I had went to Ohio State, and I was playing there, but then my grades had slipped a little bit. But like my best friend out of high school, he came here out of high school, and he was just telling me like, if you need to come to a JUCO, like you should come here. So yeah, I'm here. That's how I got here.
Coach, did you know Davion was coming when he showed up? How'd that work out for you?
Well, number 8 player that you mentioned earlier is actually Matthew Linton now, but D'Angelo Howard is he your cousin?
It's like my brother.
Is D'Lo your cousin? Huh?
It's like my brother.
So Okay, well, he came out here with D'Lo, who played for us the year before, and a lot like D'Lo, he came out kind of late, and a lot of times things take a while to figure out exactly how to get there, what to pay, and all that stuff. And so we're just real blessed. He came out and we knew he was fast, but he had to learn the offense in like 2 weeks, and there were a lot of things stacked against him in terms of being successful, but he overtook it and really has been an incredible bright spot for us. A big part of the offense. I want to say he's number 3 in receiving in the conference right now.
Yeah, I mean, how
There are
about
two guys from Saddleback ahead of him, and then I think you have 8 touchdowns right now.
8
Yeah,
touchdowns? Did you expect that kind of production? I'll ask Davion first. Did you expect to come and produce like that? You got some talented guys around you. We've seen you guys, all of you make great catches all season.
yeah.
Do you think you'd have that big of an impact, Davion? Though 8
I
catches, 8
mean,
touchdowns. That's pretty swift.
I feel like I knew I had the impact. I just had to wait my turn and stay patient to get on the field and not like overreact and get frustrated because I wasn't playing the first 2 games. But pretty much, I just stayed down until it was my opportunity. When I got my opportunity, I just took off.
That was against Victor Valley, right?
Yeah, my first game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know what you had before that, Coach, or did that open your eyes a little bit?
Well, I think did he catch 3 touchdowns in that game?
I had 2 touchdowns
Victor Valley
that get 2.
2.
Yeah.
But yeah, once Coach Goodwin, who's our receiver coach, was really high on him. Kept telling me this guy's going to do a great job for us and be successful. And it took me a while to be convinced, but once I started seeing what he could do in practice and the fact that he was real football smart, the ability to learn things quickly and not have to maybe get 20 reps before you can do it right. He can see it and then do it, and then within a rep or two, he knows exactly what you want done and how to get it done. So that's a tribute to him. There aren't many guys in football that can do it with very few repetitions. So that's a tribute to him.
And Davion, let me get Coach a little bit fired up right now. You weren't here when you joined us backstage, but Coach, we talked about Davion's awesome 85-yard touchdown, but then Golden West struck back with just right before the half, and boy, a 19-yard touchdown with 24 seconds left to go before intermission. But the circumstances, I don't know if it changed the momentum. It sure changed, your guys' attitude from the coaching staff's perspective. Them getting a late touchdown to go into the locker room with a lead. What happened there?
I still don't really remember. We had a penalty. Half was going to be over, and there was a penalty called, which gave them a first down, closer like to the 30-yard line, and we just didn't hold them out. They made some good plays. They had good players and a good concept. So, but it was very frustrating to be right there and then give that up. Um, that certainly was a turning point for us. And like they were a team we should be beating and didn't get it done.
And Davion, from there, they extended the lead. That's that big pass, 63-yarder late in the third quarter. You guys finally got a touchdown late in the game, but really to only get one touchdown in the second half, as well as you guys have done in a game that you guys really wanted to. You've had a great year, but certainly you had to have some frustration at that point. You guys couldn't get in the end zone really for most of the second half, Davion.
Yeah. It was
Tell me
just like
about, yeah.
it was just like we was really just killing ourselves. Like the quarterback, he could have made like some better plays, but the receivers could have made better plays too. So it's not like we were just shooting ourselves in the foot. Like we had to just make more plays. If we would have just made the plays that we usually make, then the game would have been a lot more different.
Davion,
Absolutely.
you guys have a pretty good rapport with your quarterback this year. you just don't know what you're going to get into necessarily at the junior college level. You certainly don't. You're a freshman, but you had to be pleasantly surprised once you saw Joshua Owen kind of get on track this season. I always run back to that Fullerton game because it was so awesome. But boy, he really pinpoints the ball nicely. You guys have a way of getting open when there's very little space available, and one of the strengths that Joshua has is really putting the ball on point, sometimes in traffic, and letting you guys use your athleticism to get the ball from defenders before they get a chance to defend.
Yeah, the quarterback. I mean, he just before the game he just talked to us and he just be like, "I'm going to trust you, and I'm going to trust you to win." So basically, he just put the ball up there and he just putting his faith in us to win the 50-50 balls.
Coach, where does that put us on track now? I don't want to have one more game, and we'll talk about it in just a moment. I'll mention some of the other highlights. Uh, Howard had 78 yards and 6 catches. Tyler Sycom, 4 catches for 79 yards. The passing game was on. Maybe the running game wasn't. Maybe we didn't establish it like we should have. Uh, I don't know if that's any of the faults in the second half. Maybe you can tell us about that before we get into the next matchup.
Well, you're pretty accurate about your assessment of what went on Saturday. And Davion said it also. We were just, it isn't like you had to go do something superhuman to make the play work. All we had to do was get in there and catch it. You know, Josh missed a few balls. He threw one behind Davion that just, you know, just kind of went on the whole game. So he was, one of the things Josh does really well is to get out and run and use like a scramble drill. And so that's been productive. But here we're running, play broke down. He got out of the pocket, took off running, and threw it behind Davion. And it was third down and probably about 18 yards. And there is nobody anywhere around Davion. Am I right? Remember that,
You're right.
Davion?
Yeah.
And, you know, there's nobody there. It's just him. And he threw it behind him. And ball's on the ground, and you could walk to get the first down. And so, you know, and then he had some plays where he put the ball in the mud, he dropped it. So definitely a concerted effort. And typically, what's been happening is the defense has done a great job of keeping the opponent under 24 points, which is our focal point when we do that. But having that being said, we had a bad day on defense, and so the offense had to pick it up, and we didn't get it done. And we can talk about all the penalties. I want to say it was about 18 penalties in the game, but everybody's getting penalized. You got to get out there and win the game.
And when you say a bad day on defense, Coach, is that what you mean? Just poor timing on the plays, because statistically the defense performed fair.
Well, we're just used to holding the defense to a higher standard, I guess you would say, because that's how they've been playing. And, we just came out there and kind of, as you said earlier, laid an egg and didn't get what we needed to get done.
Well, Davion was the player of the week on offense for his 4 catches and the big 85-yard touchdown. He had over 100 yards total receiving. And Alex Teo led the defense with his sack. Kevin Brown, Sebastian Medina also had a sack in the game. And Coach, your punters for the special teams players of the week. And that, of course, is Cesar Macias and Justin McElligott as the players
Yep.
of the game, pinned them 3 times inside the 20.
Well, Caesar did a great job of pinpointing the ball, kicking it exactly where we wanted it to be. In the kicking game, it's all about being able to predict where the ball's going to go, because you send your kicking unit down there to make the play. And so if you consistently kick the ball where it's supposed to go, you can be more effective covering kicks, which we're trying to eliminate our opponent's entire yardage total from the kicking, especially from punt. More punt than kickoffs. Kickoff is a little more just about ability. So how strong is your leg and how far you can kick it.
Coach, where do we stand right now? We have 5 wins. One more game to go against Orange Coast. What are our bowl prospects? What are our prospects? We should win this game. I know we'll win this game, but maybe you can also characterize the season. I mean, it's been a good season. Last week, you're still stinging. I know it.
Well, I think there's been some highs and lows, and what's you're gonna think this is kind of corny, and so is Davion. But when we sit back and look at the success or failure of the season, it'll be how well we did getting our players out on scholarship, getting them focused on getting their grades where they need to be so they can go out on can accept scholarships. That's how at the community college level, that is the success. I mean, everybody wants to win, everybody wants to get a ring, they all want to do all that stuff. But I think the most important thing is academics and certainly where you can go from there. I also think that this is certainly on paper is a team that we should win the game against, but they don't play on paper. They play out there on the field, and it's going to be difficult for us. We have to win. If we win, right now there's a great opportunity for us to go to a bowl game. Had we won yesterday and next week, we would have hosted a bowl game. But we're looking forward to the opportunity to win this game, get to a bowl game. That would give us 8 bowl games that we've been to in like the last 9 years or 10 years, whatever it is. And it's a great tribute to everybody and how hard they've worked on the program.
Yeah, and Orange Coast is going to come in, with a pretty long losing streak right now, so we should handle them. Davion, this experience been everything it's been cracked up to do to come down to Southwestern to continue your football career?
Pardon, so can you repeat yourself? You was breaking up.
Want to ask you if this experience at Southwestern has been everything you expected it to be to continue your football career so far?
Yeah, I mean, I can't complain. I just come in, get coached, just do what you told, and I mean, I'm sure it's their jobs. They'll get you out. So you know what I'm saying. You just trust the process.
And as a group, how were you guys esteemed at the end of last game? I mean, you've had some great successes this year, some really nice wins, and last week had to be a tough one to swallow, tough one to let it sink in. Huh?
Yeah, it was tough. We were just upset because we made so much many mistakes because that was such a winnable game. So we were just really down on all the mistakes that we made.
So at least the one more game, probably get that win. Let the chips fall where they may. I know you want to have a second football game. Coach, we already kind of made plans, on some of the prep end with the playoff games are going to have to be moved if you had a home game. So that kind of sorry about that. Would have rather had you be at home, home for that bowl game.
Yeah, it would be, but we're going to be road warriors. It could be as close as Mesa College, which we played them in week 1. That'd be fun to go back and see where we're all at. That's kind of what happened to us last year. They like to keep teams close together because they feel like there's going to be more parent involvement and people going to the games. And last year we played Palomar twice, and so this would be a great opportunity to play Mesa again and bring a lot of people to the game.
That feels like what's going to happen once we get this victory.
If I was going to be held to it, I would say nothing ever. You can never tell anything. It's so weird. But based on what we had happen last year, I would certainly say that Mesa game would be a better game because it's at their place. But that brings a lot of them played there in week 1. Well, there was a ton of people on each side of the field. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll give you a chance. And they had a wild one this past week with Mount Sac. And how about your old player? If Dave was here, he'd be singing the praises. But, you lost him. Thomas Fishburne, he had a 25-yard touchdown pass in the first overtime, and that lifted Mesa to that 33-30 win over Mount San Antonio, and they improved to 6-3. So I think it'd be an exciting matchup for everybody, and I think we can get a lot of people to come out there. Now it's not over yet. I mean, they got to play Palomar, and maybe Mesa's expected to win, of course, but I think Palomar at home in that game, they're going to be live.
Palomar has struggled, but they've been scoring a lot of points recently, so that gives them a chance to get it done.
Davion, does a rematch with the Mesa Olympians interest you in a postseason game?
Yeah, actually, it does interest me because Mesa was the first game of the season, and I didn't play the first game of the season, so I feel like I would want to see that game again because I'll be able to play this time.
I'd be good one. How's that coach for being a moron, right? Didn't play in the game. Game one.
It's cool. It'd be like that sometimes, you know.
Well, I mean, the
Yep.
production, you've had a great season there, and I don't know, yeah, maybe that was the difference. Maybe that's why we can, beat Mesa on that second pick with Davion in the lineup. Davion, tell me about some of those guys that you share kept involved with. You got some other freshmen in that lineup. You guys think you'll be hooked up together for another year after this?
Um, yeah, that's fine, but like some may be graduating. Like some of us is like freshmen on the field, but in the classroom sophomores. So it just depends on the graduation. Like if some graduate in December and spring, like I'm supposed to be graduating in spring. So if that don't turn out right, then I'll probably be back for another year. But if it turns out right, then I'll be like going to like a university.
Just part of the game, coach.
Amen.
You're accomplishing your goals. You'd like to have a player like that around, but like you said, you're accomplishing your goals when you send guys back on their way.
Well, we'll be here if he needs us, and we'll be backing him up, trying to our best to get him out of here to a 4-year university.
Yes,
He's,
sir.
he's got to do his part in the schoolroom, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's the most impressive part anyway, because coaches come through, and they got your grades, and your grades look good. It's a lot easier for that assistant coach to go back to the head coach and sell him as a player that can make a difference on his team, but also in his community, and is going to graduate, because there's a lot of prospects if you can get there and you're going to graduate.
So, Coach Davion's the type of player that when players are looking, on those bounce backs and just to get a resurgence, if you will. I mean, look at the type of season you can have, and not only improve your prospects to get back to a 4-year school, but also just for your confidence as a player. Davion, that had to do wonders for you having such a great season, confidence-wise.
Um, like I had took like a season off, and I just didn't know how strong I'll be coming back. But like this year, like I've been having a wonderful year, so like I'm impressed, and I'm like back to myself. So yeah, I gained a lot of confidence for sure.
Back to yourself physically as an athlete, as a player, or do you mean like your whole confidence level as a person because football is such an important part of your academic life?
Honestly, everything. Like when I had the year off, like I was trying not to get down or like feel bad or whatever, but just now just doing better in school and able to play football, and it just if you take care of your school, it'll just take care of the rest of everything else. So now I'm just up, I'm up.
Coach,
Excellent.
Coach, do you see it in the players, other players as well, with all your experience, when a player is playing with confidence, keeping his shoulders high, and improving in his game?
I think everybody out there, we talk about incremental improvement every day. How much better can we get? The first thing you got to know is what you're deficient at, what you don't do well, and work on that and improving that, getting the basic fundamentals back where you want them to be. And it's just a process, as Davion mentioned earlier. And you hit the weight room. We were talking about grinding today at the end of practice. That your success is going to be directly affected by your ability to grind and get in the weight room and do all the hard things. Pass the class that nobody else thinks you could pass. Those are the great things and the great areas he has the total ability to do. It's going to be on him to make it happen.
We want to invite everyone one more time to come out and see Davion Johnson. Come on the game, huh? I mean, Speedy, one more game at home at Southwestern. So, Coach, you want to invite everybody out. Our last home game, we're going to play Orange Coast this Saturday night. So, come out and see the Jaguars. I get to see them one more time in Tampa, but one more time at DeVore Stadium this Saturday night. So, Davion, thank you so much, and please let everyone send this back. They can see it in Ohio. You got family back there, right?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Y'all already know I'm gonna put on for sure.
Shout out to them. Go ahead, Coach. What did you want to say? Did you want to say something about the game this week?
No, we're gonna have another recruit day at 4 o'clock on Friday. And they'll have free food, all the same stuff we did this last time, and get more people out again to visit and see what we have to offer.
That's 4 o'clock before.
Free to all the players and their coaches. So, we'll be ready to go 4 o'clock, and then we'll take them through a tour of the facility and everything else. We had about 45 or 50 kids this last time, so we hope to get as many this time.
Okay, so let me just make that clear to our athletes that are watching, especially those that might be 5'8" or smaller that seem to catch a lot of passes and have some speed. I know a couple guys like that. So, hey, head on down. You can meet the Southwestern coaching staff, have some free food, see a good football game, see a win this week. I said something this week against Orange Coast. So, 4 o'clock at DeVore Stadium. You just get there, you'll find them. Everyone knows where it's at. All these players, the big building, go to the offices. If you don't know, just ask. Somebody will point you on the way. Just get there by 4. Doesn't look good.
Yeah.
All right. Davion Johnson, thank you so much. And hello to everyone in Cleveland, Ohio. And
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Coach Carberry, thank you so much. Get you one more time, maybe for a bowl preview, hopefully against those Mesa Olympians. That would be interesting for everyone. All right. For Davion Johnson. Go ahead, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
All right. For Davion Johnson and Ed Carberry, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us on the Ed Carberry Show. Good night.
Good night.
All right, Davion.